Hello, ladies and gents.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Married on Purpose. Are you married on purpose? Are you married on what, babe?
Purpose. No, I'm just messing.
She's on. We gonna you know what? We're gonna give her an air horn for tonight. Let's give her an air horn. There we go. So welcome back to the Married on Purpose podcast. We are glad to have you guys with us tonight.
Yes.
Hey, and listen, our conversation for tonight is communication problems couples ignore.
Jeez.
We're talking, but are we really communicating? Are we really communicating? You know, that's the question sometimes we got to ask. Tonight, the message we want y'all to get, communication isn't just about talking. It's about understanding and what? Listening?
Yeah.
Understanding and listening and growing together. That's something we always talk about. Do you agree, babe?
I definitely agree.
Growing together and making sure that, couples are on the same page. What you think about that?
Yes, for sure. We're always discussing how we can grow together, how we can better our communication, how we can better understand, one another. So, yeah, for sure.
So I got a question for you tonight.
Uh-huh.
So has it ever been a time that you felt like I heard what you said, but I really didn't understand what you meant?
Yeah, there has been times when, I felt like you heard what I said, but didn't really understand what I was meaning. But I feel like most times it was more so on my part because I didn't really clarify or, give a clear, what do I want to say? I did not communicate clearly to you, what it was. But mainly it wasn't really that for me. It was more so on the lines of you hearing me, but not hearing me. So hearing me, but not listening to
Got
me.
you.
That's more so what it was for me. So, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So do couples argue because of love problems or communication problems?
I would have to say couples argue because of communication problems.
Okay.
Because we don't communicate properly how we want to be loved, how we want to feel appreciated, how we want to be respected, how, just the overall tone of how to treat me as a person.
Yeah.
And as your husband or whoever it is, you know what I'm saying, that person may be with, it's just communicating those things, that the likes and dislikes. Sometimes I think we hold so much in because you do love somebody so much.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a love problem. I think sometimes we love some people so much that we hurt them sometimes because we love them so much that we don't want to tell them the truth. To where.
So a lack of communication.
Yeah, it's a lack of communication, of understanding of each other.
Okay. So, well, sometimes the biggest problem in marriage isn't cheating, it isn't money, it isn't stress, it's poor communication. Poor communication.
Welcome back. What
up?
Excited about having our guests and back with us tonight. Just all of our subscribers who are here and supporting us. We appreciate you guys because it means the world to us that you guys believe in what we are doing and what we have to offer. And we appreciate it because sometimes we're just talking about different things in our lives that's going on, to just say, okay, how can we help somebody out there? Just talking about our situations, just being transparent within that. And so tonight, one of the biggest transparent moments that we can never talk about, I know for me, like we said, communication. I know for me, that was a thing we had to learn. We still learn how to communicate with each other. Yeah. But I think it's really dope that we are learning and we are growing together.
Yes.
So, babe, you take it away.
The little communication problems that become big ones. We want to talk about that for right now. Problems couples overlook until they create distance.
Ooh.
Let's talk about some of those problems that people overlook, that couples overlook.
I think one of definitely is assuming your spouse should just know how you feel. I think I know I was really big with telling you that, like, how can you expect me to fix something if you don't tell me, but you got it in your mind that I'm just supposed to assume, like I'm a mind reader. And I think sometimes we go in just believing that our spouse is, sometimes we put them on the pedestal of God because we think they just supposed to be all knowing, and just because you're around me every day, you're supposed to know how I'm acting different, so you should know this is the reason why. But sometimes you may act like that when you, because of this. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just, hey. And other times you tell me to let you chill out. I'm letting you chill out. It's just. I think assuming just you just know how that person feels. I think you should get an understanding of how each other feels. So I think that's super, super, super important right there.
I had a problem doing that myself in the beginning stages of our relationship. I would unknowingly, because I wasn't putting you on a pedestal or anything, but I would unknowingly just assume that, okay, I'm feeling this way. He should see that I'm feeling this way. He should, you know, no, I don't know why that is. Maybe
Yeah.
because when you're around someone so much, then you automatically assume that, okay, he knows me, so he should already know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is crazy and insane because no, like you're not a mind reader, like you said. So you're not gonna know what I'm feeling or why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, what I
Right.
need, whatever, unless it's communicated. So I remember having those issues in the beginning of our relationship, but I've gotten, I've grown. Praise the Lord.
Hey, we're growing together. Hey, I'm growing, you growing, we growing together as long as we choose to grow. I think that's the most important part. And I think one thing for me was listening to respond instead of listening to understand, because a lot of times I'm assuming just because you're bringing something to me that it is that, and it may be that, but it may be something deeper or just not even that deep that, and you like, okay, I got that, but I'm talking about this.
Right.
And so getting a full understanding and not just thinking just because you say, babe, my car, oh, I know I need to clean it out. You may be just telling me, hey, babe, I'm hearing this noise, but now I didn't even hear you out in it because you've been telling me about the car. You've been telling me, babe, can you clean my car out? Can you clean my car out? Because now I feel annoyed. I hear car, I automatically assume and put it with cleaning, that I'm thinking, hey, this is what she wants. And that's not necessarily the whole thing of what you want at that moment. You know what I mean? So I think it's super important to get an understanding. Listen to understand.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times now, if you notice that I've learned, I'll just sit back and I'll hear you out and I'll listen for a good minute, and I'm just sitting there just listening to you until you just feel like, okay. And then sometimes now you have to be like, babe, you listening? Like, and I'm like,
oh my gosh, you used to have that bad. I would feel like I'm talking to a brick wall sometimes, or like it's going in one ear and coming out the other, because I'm like, bro, like he's not hearing me, bro. Like I'm feeling like this, man. Like this is what's happening, and he's not listening. He's not understanding, because I will go off of, okay, after I've said something to you, then what are your actions saying? Because that's gonna let me know that you actually understood what I said. Like it's but yeah. But we've grown. Praise the Lord. We're still growing.
Ooh, this is a good one. Tone and delivery. This is for my wife. Like, y'all, we like to be transparent.
Woo!
I just
told, I was like, you.
Look. I don't know if you remember. I just told you the other day. I said, babe, I have to be honest with you because I love you and I don't want you to be out here looking crazy. I said, I want you to start. I really want to give you to a mirror to carry around. Because the way you think you're saying things, a lot of times your face says something totally different from that. And she looked at me, she said, what you mean? And I tried to, and it's crazy because in the past, and this is me understanding and learning how to communicate with my wife over the years, before I'd be like, man, you need to fix your face. And I need to fix my face immediately the way I said, man, you need to fix your face. It seems like you're talking at versus talking to. And I had to learn that. And so I was like, hey, babe, I love you. And I don't want you to be out here looking crazy and thinking, why is everybody responding to me the way they are? And it's because it's something we can change and, about ourselves. So, tone and delivery, I think, we working on that. What you got to say about that?
The Lord is yet doing a work in me and on me. No, yes. That's something don't do that. Man,
He's working on
anyway.
you.
No, for real.
I just wanna.
I'm not gonna lie. I do. That's the thing. That's the one for me. Tone and delivery. Because baby, if I feel like your tone is a little left, my tone is gonna go a little left. If I feel like it's a little elevated, it's not a 2, it's more of an 8.5, 9. I'm gonna try to reach that 10, like, so the Lord is working on me. Yes, He's dealing with me on how I say things. Because communication is not just what you say, it's how you say it, it's what you do. That's communication too, It's body, like it's I was gonna say it's body language. That's communication. So it's more than verbal. So yeah.
I mean,
facial expressions, like you said, mine.
That tone and delivery could just make or break a whole conversation. So I think it's so important that you do become aware. And we all fall of it. I fall short sometimes in it. But I think it's just about of just recognizing, okay, look, I fell short. Let me get back up and keep it moving from here and learn, not keep making the same mistakes though. That's the thing. Not making the same mistakes, but learning from those mistakes. So let me ask you a question. What's one communication habit you think we had to improve at the most on?
I would say communicating how we feel, like just communicating really this is one. I was trying to think as I was talking. I would say, like, whenever we would have a disagreement or an argument or something, or if something happened to where we, working on how we say things to each other and making sure that we communicate why, the why.
Yeah.
And making sure we deal with that before the day is over. Like, that's what I would say. I know that's like several things in one, but because you said one communication habit. So
yeah, I just want
just making sure after every disagreement we discuss, like, why. Not I don't even want to say disagreement. What do you want to, like?
It is. I mean,
whenever it's just it's a disagreement. But
we don't
after
agree
every
on
like fallout,
well,
what I'm saying?
We ain't falling out.
No, we're not now, but we have. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be real.
Oh yeah, no.
Whenever we have fallen and
more.
you went your way and I went my way, we had to work on not being separated for so long and actually worked on just communicating.
Yeah. Definitely.
Right then, dealing with it right then.
So basically, stop avoiding the conversations. A lot of times people avoid the conversations and the hard conversations that basically you sitting over here just putting it under the rug.
Yeah, so
it is, just something that's not there, and you're trying to go by with life like
nothing happened.
And then that one thing that happens, it just takes everything over to the top. So I definitely can see and understand that.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely like, people need to understand, couples need to understand that the tone and the delivery is so important. Understanding how someone feels and how you make them feel.
Yeah.
In that moment. Like, did I say this and how did it make you feel in that moment? Did I say this? Like, I don't want to just know it bothered you.
Yeah.
I would love to know why did it bother you? Because especially if I'm not meaning it in a vindictive way. I'm just trying to, how sometimes you can be joking and the joke can go too far. And then it can trigger something. Sometimes some things are just triggers that people just don't want to admit at the time to their spouse because maybe it's something from the past. Or it could just be a trigger for something in life that somebody did and you just never got a chance to talk about it.
Yeah.
But even then, dang, well, baby, why you never tell me about that? That can bring up issues too. So sometimes people are scared to communicate their triggers. Some people are scared to communicate, like, get the shortcomings that they have in life. So I think understanding all of that and understanding how to communicate, the tone and delivery, how you make somebody feel, listening to respond. I mean, listening to understand versus listening to respond is so important. And two, one of the things too, understanding the timing when you bringing something up. I think that is a huge key.
Oh yeah.
Because as soon as I get off work, just dealt with maybe this person talking crazy, that person talking crazy. I don't want to come in and deal with issues when I've been trying to fix issues all day. Give me about an hour. Let me just get myself together, and then boom, we can work on and deal with those issues. I mean, that's one thing I really feel. What would you say about that?
Yeah, in regards to bringing up problems at the wrong time, what popped in my head was like, let's say we're at a family gathering or something, or we're in public, like, or we're at church or something, and like, this is good. We're on our way to church. We just had an argument, and we just went in the car, and then we decide we're going to the church. Go about church, then you decide, okay, you want to come talk to me about what happened right there when everybody is around, like after church, and when you get to hugging and communicating, saying your highs and stuff like that to people, greeting people or whatever. You want to have a conversation right then, that's not the right time. Or you want to have a conversation when there are people around, and that's not the right time. We need to just wait. Get back in the car, then we can have the conversation in the car.
Sometimes wait till you get home,
or we can have the conversation in the car if it's just us two, or we can have the conversation at home.
But I'm saying sometimes with people they argue in front of the kids. Now
if the kids aren't in the car, then you're good. But that's a good example, like not doing it in front of the kids, not having the conversations in front of the kids, because that's another good one. Not doing that. So, I agree.
Funny moment in conversation and communication, people expectation, baby, tell me what's wrong, baby, and the reality of what you think that is.
I know for a fact, because it's me. I'm quick to be like, nothing.
Boom. And then now that creates an issue, and you're begging for this person to tell you, and they're not ready to talk about it, versus saying, I think it's good for people to learn. I know, especially with us, we learn how to read each other to, hey, I don't want to deal with it right now. We'll tell each other, I don't want to talk about it right now. All right, hey, that's too much. And then dealing with it before, gets, before the end of the day.
Yeah.
Now, not saying there has been times where some things go to the next day or the next day, but should you let it go to the next day?
No.
Come on.
You should definitely deal with it before going to bed at night.
So what do you think the difference is between hearing and understanding?
I mean, you hear things all the time. So when you're hearing something, you're just hearing it. You're not taking it in, and you're not necessarily trying to comprehend what you're hearing and trying to figure out, okay, am I understanding what I'm hearing and why I'm hearing this, and how to apply what I'm hearing to whatever, to my life.
So ready? Okay. Funny moment to put in here. The woman and the man, husband and wife, they into it. They, couple, they talking, they dealing with each other. And the woman say, you hear me? And he say, yeah, I hear you. So then when he doesn't understand, and then they get to doing a thing, and he said, she's like, dang, did you hear me? He said, yeah, I heard you. But did they really get to, did she ask, did he understand? Sometimes, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So sometimes I think it's about asking the right question. Yeah. Do you understand?
Are you understand
where I'm coming from? Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
Versus, do you hear me? Because somebody can hear you all day, but if they don't understand, they don't understand.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think definitely men and women communicate differently. What would you say men and women communicate differently in?
First of all, women, we're quick to verbally communicate. We're talkers. We're just naturally talkers. So that's one way we will talk about whatever, like, especially if we're emotional, we're going, and I know a lot of people say, women are more emotional, but I don't look at it that way because we're all people. I really do feel like we're all emotional. Men too. Men also. Men are very emotional.
But
The
we don't.
difference is when you talk about communication and you ask, the difference is men hold a lot of things in. Y'all do not want to open your mouth
So do we
and
really talk?
talk. That's the thing I'm just saying. I just said, no, y'all do not talk. We talk more than you guys. We're open to talking. We will open our mouths and say whatever comes to mind. Half the time we'll open our mouths and talk without even thinking. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That lets you know we're talkers. We will talk. We will communicate verbally. You guys will not. For whatever reason. I don't know why. You're a man. Maybe you can explain that. Cause I'm like,
It doesn't. Men, we're just more simple. It doesn't take us. I don't need a whole hour conversation to talk about one thing. Okay. And then men, we're just basically simple, like, okay, what's the solution to how we're going to fix this? Like, a lot of times.
well, that's how I am. I can't speak for other women.
No,
I
no, we
am
were
a
just talking.
person that's like, no, okay, this is the problem. I'm going to bring you the problem. And I'm going to state what the problem is. But I'm not bringing a problem just to say, okay, this is the problem. Bam. And I'm just going to leave it there. I'm like, okay, what do we need to do to fix this? You know that's how I am.
No,
I'm
I
like,
definitely know
hey,
that's how
what do
you
we need
are.
to do to fix this? Because this is a problem. And if it's not fixed, then XYZ. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, but see, that's why I think communication. You come in saying, okay, here's the problem, X, Y, Z, versus allowing me be the man to say, okay, here's the problem. All right, here's X, Y, and Z to how I see as the man to lead this home, and I'm not.
No, X, Y, and Z was just, this is a problem. What?
No, but that was good.
If we don't come up with a solution,
but you have some. But I'm about to get to a point. You have some women. This is not all women. You just have some women who will come and bring a problem to a man and say, if the problem is not done, then X, Y, and Z is going to happen. Well, what if that man does everything that he possibly can to handle that situation? What if he does everything in his power to try to fix that situation, and he just may fall short in just a short. Now, everything, but you got to think, now all you place in his head is, if I don't do this, X, Y, and Z is going to happen.
Well, I think it depends on the woman that's speaking and the man
And
that we're referring to, because like I said, for me,
all.
yeah, like I said, for me, and I can only speak for myself. Excuse me. For me, I'm not gonna just bring you a problem, and then if I see that you're trying to fix the problem, still give you the ultimatum. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, if you don't fix it, then it's X, Y, and Z. Like, that's not me. If I see that you're trying to fix it and it may be taking a little minute, or you having some challenges or whatever the case may be, I'm not about to sit there and hold this over your head and be like, man, this is still a problem. Like, you still need to fix it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not me. I'm going to consider the fact that you're trying, and I'm going to step back and I'm going to extend grace. You see what I'm saying? And be patient. But you do have those women who don't care if you're trying to fix it. The problem has not been fixed. So I already told you, time is ticking. And if you don't fix it by this time, I'm gone. Or if you don't fix it by this time, then, whatever.
So how, but again, and I'm glad, I know that's not you. And
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying in a way, because you have men who go through that, who are trying everything, but now all they're thinking about is this ultimatum that this woman has given me.
Yeah.
So now all they're thinking about is, if I don't hit this goal, then she's gone.
Yeah.
Right? Now you have some men who work their tail off, and now the goalpost is moved. And I think that's where a lot of times certain things is different. And I'm not saying you have men that move the goalposts too as well. I mean, but I'm just saying where it's different at. And I mean, too, and I think that's where certain times I feel like women are being emotional versus being logical.
Yeah.
You can't expect a man to fix 1 million problems in 1 week.
For sure.
You can't even sometimes. and especially depending on how bad the problem has gotten, you
Mm-hmm.
can't expect me to fix this in a week.
Yeah.
We gonna need counseling. We
Yeah.
gonna need a lot of dedication. We
Yeah.
gonna need a lot of rescheduling in our times to really come and put ourselves together. We're gonna need to refocus. It's a lot that plays in the part into that. So I think too, sometimes you have to be logical and not over emotional of those
Think
things.
think ahead.
Yes.
That's I would
Yes.
say think ahead and think about the consequences to whatever decision you guys, make.
Yeah.
That's, so or whatever. So
When do you feel the most hurt?
when do I feel the most hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel the most hurt when you're making eye contact with me and
Mm.
I have your attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're giving me your undivided attention when I'm talking. But I don't think it's just that for me. I think I just look at what you like your actions. Your actions will tell me everything. Like if you heard me or if you, if you listened to what I said. So I would say, because I did say if you're making eye contact, but that's not true. I feel the most heard when I see you walk out what it is that we talked about.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, what makes communication harder sometimes?
When I don't see you doing when you do the complete opposite of what I just said, it makes it hard. Yeah. I can go by the past because I haven't felt like this in a while, but I've felt unheard the most well, never mind. I had to think about what I was about to say. It falls under the same line as far as you not doing what I had been
applying those things that we just talked about. Now, what if I'm working on those things? What if it's internally taking me some time? And now I'm not saying this for me. I'm not because I'm not trying to make no excuse because the things that we talk about, I definitely do my best to make sure I'll try to apply the best way as possible. But I'm saying even in this with some certain men, what if they are trying, but they're trying to learn how to? It's like you got to think. If I've known how to do something, if I've only done something one way for this amount of years, how many years do you think it's going to take, or how much dedication do you think it's going to take to unlearn that?
Well, the thing is, communicate that.
But you just said
'Cause
sometimes men don't communicate. Some men don't know
But
how to.
so that's the reason why some women will
but
not know
But they don't know how to
that
communicate.
you don't. But that's the reason why some women will not know that you don't know how to do something.
Okay.
Or that you're learning how to do something because you don't communicate that. So we're assuming because you're a man.
How do they communicate that?
Just say it. What you just said.
No, because this is what happens.
You just said.
Nope.
Just say it.
That's you. I want to help. I want to help.
I can only respond.
What if you have a brother out there? They say, "Hey, I don't really know how to do that." Then the woman comes back in response and say, "That's an excuse." And then they say, "Well, I can, hold on." They say, "Well, I can learn." Not to cut you off, but they say, "I just want you to get the whole point." They say, "I can learn. Give me time." Well, the girl says, "I don't have time." They may have 90% of everything that this woman needs, and vice versa. But because the 10 that they're missing, you won't give them that time to change. And like you said something so important. Walking with grace. That's the answer. Some women don't walk with grace. Some men don't walk with grace.
Yeah.
But in relationships, if you're never going to meet somebody who doesn't have a past. You're not going to meet somebody who doesn't have to unlearn something and to relearn something.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, both have to be teachable.
Yeah. But I guess that's the reason why, a lot of men don't communicate because they shut down because there are women out there that will use what was communicated against the man, or be like, man, a lame, you know what I'm saying? Or you ain't no real man. You know what I'm saying? How you don't know how to do that? You should know how to do that. You a man, right? Or something, like that. So I get it, but at the same time, and it's sad. I hate that there are women out there that are like that. I am for my women, but at the same time, Yeah, it's some trifling women out there. I will say it. I will say it. It is some trifling women out there, and you wrong. If you are that type of woman to be like that, you wrong. And Imma say it like that. I don't care because we our job as women, as wives, as partners is to create a safe space for men to want to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Create
Safe.
that safe space for them to
Safe.
communicate to us and still feel like men. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for other women. I can just speak for myself, but I mean, my response to what you said, men just should communicate that, like, period. And honestly, I would say if you're dating a woman and y'all are dating on purpose, which means you both see each other heading to the altar eventually in the future. It's all about getting to know who you're with. And I wouldn't allow, and this is just me saying this, I'm not a man, but I will say this to men. I would not allow what a woman thinks of me if I were you to cause you to shut down your communication. I will communicate regardless because at the end of the day,
But they have to feel safe.
I get that. And I know because we as women have to feel safe as well. So I understand that. I think humans, period, have to have a safe space to feel like they can be themselves, be vulnerable, so I get it 1,000%. But it all boils down to knowing who you're with and who you're partner with. And if you are with a woman like that, you really shouldn't be dating her. I'm gonna be real. See, if you don't feel safe with
Simple.
that person, don't date her. Like, but yeah, I mean, just communicate that. If you don't know how to do something, or if you're learning how to do something, you know, if you're learning how to do whatever will create the solution for that problem, then just communicate that. That's all I'm saying when as it refers to that. But
Mm.
yeah.
So let me ask you a question. How
Mhm.
much is how much time should couples go after an argument, like with space? What do you say? Because you have some couples that will take like, oh, I'm going to my mama's house, or I'm going to get a hotel, or
No.
got some I'm about to go take a drive, or you got some that shoot, you got some that hop on a flight, go to another state.
I honestly would not let the date end. So I would say take all the time you need within that day, but do not go to bed, do not go to sleep without resolving that, problem or that issue. That's what I would say. Because I do believe that couples need space. I do believe in taking that time out. You go over there.
But we ain't taking no 24.
No, 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 not 24 hours. No.
But let's talk. Let's dive in that a little bit more real quick. Why is that so scary, or why is that such a dangerous ground to allow more than 24 hours to come in between couples? Like, let's dive into that because I would say it allows. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna
I
let
was just thinking out loud at this
go
point.
ahead.
Anything can happen.
Come
I'm
on,
just saying.
talk about it.
I mean, anything can happen within an hour. Like,
Very
so
much
let
so.
alone 24 hours. Like, all it takes is for you to get a phone call, a text,
Or you to make the phone call
or for
or
you to
talk.
make the phone call or
Come on.
text.
It happens.
Or or the right person to come along and compliment you, ladies, or make you feel like you're seen, or whatever the case may be. It's just a lot can happen to come and disrupt what y'all got going on. So I wouldn't even.
Don't give the enemy no room.
Don't give him no room.
Don't give him any.
And even
room.
with that, like as far as family members, you going, your friends, single friends that you have, like all it takes is for one person to get in your ear at the right time. One person. All it takes is for one person that you trust, that okay, that you'll take their advice, to get in your ear at the
Mhm.
right time. And that's it. Then Once they done got in your ear, now you thinking other thoughts. And then one thought leads to 3 more thoughts. And then now you got 20 different thoughts in your head, negative thoughts, and you all over the place.
And y'all arguing about just the trash can.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
From a small.
You done brought up everything that you ain't got over.
Yeah.
Are you unhealed from, and now you done bringing it back up in his face.
Yeah.
Are you bringing it back up in her face? And then now we down a hill we ain't got to. So I think it's so important to take time to cool off. Avoid saying hurtful things.
Cool off.
Process your emotions.
Yeah.
Process them. Like, it's okay to have emotions. Sometimes I have to get away from my wife. Oh my God!
Shoot, yeah, he go drive. He'll go get in the car and drive in a minute.
Because sometimes
I gotta go drive.
I'm not gonna say nothing hurtful to her, disrespectful to her, because that's not an intent. We just in our emotions right now. So right now, we just need that space. Once we get that space, we gonna be fine. I'm gonna see, and I'm like, you know what? I was tripping in that moment. Dang,
Yeah.
I was tripping in that moment. Dang. And I'm gonna come back. My bad, babe. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. Like, come back healthier. Don't leave unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Come back healthier. Come back. You got to come back. You got to come back. You got to come back. I'm going to say it again. You got to come back. Don't stay out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stay out.
Going back to the avoiding saying hurtful things to one another. That used to be something that I would just run to immediately whenever, there was conflict or whatever. I would just, because I was one of those people, if I was mad, my mouth is just going to be going. Like, if I'm mad and anything is coming out, like anything. And I'm thinking, really, I ain't really thinking when I'm talking. I'm just going.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about how can I tear you down with my words. And I don't care about properly saying it or coming in. I don't give a darn about none of that. I don't give a darn about it. I'm just coming the way that I know how to come, and I'm gonna chop you up. Like, I'm going to make you feel like this when I get done. Like, in the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, making anybody feel small is wrong, period. But yeah, no, that used to be a problem of mine, and I have definitely, when it comes between us, I've tried to work on that. But
And I would say you've been doing a fantastic job.
I think I stopped doing that years ago.
Years ago. That's why I say you've been doing a fantastic job. Like, I don't even.
We first got together, it was kind of bad.
Yeah, but we had to go. We worked through it. Again, it's patience. Patience. I was willing to be patient for you, just like you was willing to be patient for me. And I think that was the most important part. So, viewers out there, we want to ask you a question. We want you to be honest in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us right now. Like, if you ain't did it, go do it right now. Because what does it mean if we see all these views and you ain't liked it, you ain't subscribed to it, you ain't did nothing? What did they ain't did nothing, did they, babe? Mm-mm. They ain't did nothing. So we need you to go do that. So listen, if you are a subscriber and you've been watching us and, tuning in, we want you to be honest in the comments. Are you fixing the problem before you go to bed? Are you sleeping on it? Come on, leave it. We want to talk about it. So listen, babe, give them some healthy communication tips of how they can,
Communicate.
Communicate the right way.
Well, first things first, don't attack. Do not attack each other. Just explain your feelings the best way you can without attacking one another. Also, speak respectfully even during a disagreement. Be respectful. The biggest thing is to show respect. Like, I feel like that's above love. That is love. That's a sign of love to me, is if you respect, your spouse or your significant other. Also, listen to understand, not to defend. Ooh, we do not always feel like you're on the defense and everybody's trying to attack you and your partner's trying to attack you. That's not it. Do not listen to defend, but listen to understand them. Hear them out, Give grace. We talked about that too. Giving grace.
Gotta give grace.
Is important. And be willing to, this is a big one. Be willing. No. Be willing to apologize. Be willing to apologize.
Some people run from that. That's what they did when you told them that. They start screaming. Say it again.
Be willing to apologize. Even when you feel like, and this is the thing right here, even when you feel like you didn't do anything wrong.
Somebody on the inside is doing this.
And when you feel like you shouldn't be the one apologizing. But sometimes you do have to.
Come on. We grown.
The bigger person.
Sometimes that's what you got to do.
Just apologize.
It ain't your fault all the time. It's okay. But sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, my bad. I'm tripping. You got it. Be the bigger person. Walk away.
Be the bigger
Simple
person.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So the real question for our married couples we want to challenge you with this week. What's one thing couples could do today to improve communication? We want you to lead that. Like, what's one thing they could do? Leave one thing that they could do to help somebody, help their marriage, help their relationship go to the next level. Listen, we don't have all the answers. We don't claim to have all the answers. We're just building a community of other like-minded couples who are trying to stay married and stay married on purpose and be married on purpose so that way they can get to what? Their purpose together. So we're going to give you all, we can't leave you without a scripture.
Scripture.
So, babe, can you give them the scripture
Give them the word of God.
We're going to come from James.
James 1:19 says, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. In this scripture, it teaches us it talks about us listening first. Listening first. Think before you react or respond. My mom used to tell me that all of the time growing up. Think before you react. Think before you respond. Don't let emotions control conversations. Do not lead with your emotions, man. Patience improves communication. So those are, being patient, listening, responding logically and not emotionally, not leading with your emotions, and listening. Think before you react, because one wrong move can change everything.
One wrong move. So listen, ask yourself, ask your couples out there, ask somebody, how would our marriage improve if we slowed down and listen more? Couple takeaway we want y'all to take away this week. Healthy communication starts when both, it takes both you people feel heard. You both have to feel heard. You both have to understand where each other are coming from, and you both have to get an understanding to understand each other.
We can do our Married on Purpose moment.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Couple challenge this week.
What is it, babe?
Ask your spouse, what's one way I can communicate better with you? Ooh.
Then what?
That lines up with what we talked about last time. But anyway, then listen without defending yourself.
Come on.
So ask your spouse, what's one way I can communicate better with you? And just sit and listen. Listen to what they say without going into defense mode or, trying to find a quick response to what they say. Just listen to understand.
That's it.
That's all.
We just want you couples to be great.
Yes.
Stay married.
Stay married.
And stay married on what, babe?
Stay married on purpose.
Please don't run away, 'cause you're my favorite, my only number one. Ain't no second place. Like water, I thirst for you. Baby, just quit.